Get money now. Good evening, everybody. Amazing to see you all. I want to welcome you all to our brand new and exciting course, Get Money Now. And I hope the title is self-explanatory, that we're going to come at this from so many different angles to show all the different ways that any one of us can start to create new money in our life within the next 30 days. Because that's the point. I want this course to be completely hyper practical so you can start applying things no matter what your situation is to start creating new money in your life. And you might want new money for seed money to start a company. That's one option. You might want to pay down some debt. You might want to take care of your family. You might just want new money to travel. There's so many different ways that we can look at this. And we're also, throughout this training, going to look at it from so many different ways and different lifestyles. So someone might be an employee and you might want to know how to leave your job. And how do you go about doing that? How do you transition easily? You might be an entrepreneur, want to increase your sales. You might not have any income and you need to know how to get that first money coming in. So we're going to come at this from so many different aspects. There will be a little bit of internal work, a little bit of things about the thought process about how you think about money, how you think about being someone who can go out, make sales and bring in money. But that's only going to be like in the first one or two sessions. And it is very important to do that. I realize no matter what skill we're building, there is a specific thought process you do want to have to learn how to do so that you can go out joyfully and ask for money and start bringing it in without having the hesitancy, without having a lot of fear in behind it. So it'll be important to do a little bit of that. But then when we get to session 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there will be a ton of very, very practical things that you can get into. So sometimes you think a lot of these things, they overdo mindset. I always think the internal process is huge. It's the biggest part. But I wanted this one to be really specific on taking action. Because a lot of you know the Peaceful Riches ecosystem, it's all about building a life you don't need to escape from, where it's harmonious and prosperous. But I realize sometimes we just need to focus on one specific skill and build that skill. And the ability to create money now is such a valuable skill that will help every aspect of life. Because a lot of you know, it's like now I'm hyper focused on family. That's my main thing. So if any surprise, I'm not into being flashy. Like I used to kind of be in that trap a little bit. It was always about trying to find supercars and yachts and all these crazy, super high-end experiences. Now I love a harmonious family life where I get to spend, thankfully, me and Brigitte, we've spent every single day of our daughter's life with her. Nobody's had to leave. We're never more than 10 meters away from each other. And it's been such an incredible thing. And I was able to do that because I focused on how to get money. And that's why it's such an important skill for so many different reasons. Again, you might want to go and be crazy and travel and do the supercar thing and all that. Like most of us do that at the beginning. That's fine. Go for it. I'm not against that in any way. I just find that what I want to teach, it's like I needed to know how to do the money thing. So it is a vital skill. And here's the thing. It's a little bit tricky sometimes just to break out of your thought patterns. But whenever you get the flexible thinking, so even as I was saying before, we might analyze how an employee can increase their income. And you might think, well, I'm an entrepreneur, I don't need that. It was like whenever you realize how they can do it, it opens up your mind to different ways you can make money as an entrepreneur. The same as if you're an employee and you hear about how entrepreneurs can make money, you start to see the different ways that it's possible. So I want you to be a part of all of this and help analyze it, because I found, like a lot of you might find the same, a lot of our family members don't really have this skill. And at different times in their life, they need someone to help them. Like you might have your parents and they might be struggling. They might just be getting by. And wouldn't you love just to be able to renovate their house? Wouldn't it be amazing just to buy your dad a new car so he can get to wherever he's going safely and joyously? Wouldn't it be nice to buy your mother a full new wardrobe or a new kitchen and she can cook new amazing things? Wouldn't it be nice to help pay off your sister's mortgage? There's so many different reasons why this is such a vital skill, even if you're not really into money, as a lot of people might say, like people who are into a lot of spirituality. But I found I was able to focus on my own self-development much more because I haven't had to work in the past 10 years. And I'll get into that a little bit. For those of you who don't know me, I want to get into a little bit about that, because it's always important to know who you're learning from. Like, have I demonstrated this skill? And I want to show you that a little bit later. And hopefully you'll learn lessons in that process if you don't mind me sharing my story. Because I do that because I just want to inspire people to what is possible. And I want to show you now, we posted this in the group earlier. Some of you might have seen. I don't know if this is backwards on the screen, but this is the book chapters. There's 7 chapters we're going to be going through. And this is a setup call. So we're going to be getting into it in this call, setting up what's going to be around. We got a couple of exercises to start warming up into it. And it will get more intense as we go, call by call. By the end, I'll be curious to see who's still with me. Nothing we're going to do is super intense, but it does take a little bit of action, a little bit of other things. And sometimes, if we don't do the first sessions right, then you might not want to do the last ones. But I guarantee you, if you break that fear and you stick with us, you'll be able to keep making money easily the rest of your life. Because there's just one little fear that I find most people have. Once you can break that, boom, it's easy. You just go out and there's money everywhere. So what we're going to be doing is session number 1. I'm going to read this. Time for money magic. And we're going to be going through and finding ways that you might think you don't have time to go and make money right now. Well, I'm too busy. Maybe in 6 months I'll start being able to do these things. I'm overwhelmed. It's like, I guarantee if I analyzed your life, I could find some free time for you. So we're going to go through and we're going to find some free time and harness your energy so it's focused on this one skill. And through this process, we're not trying to create a perfectly harmonious life. We're developing the skill of making money. So I want to be clear about that. The Peaceful Riches ecosystem, it's a whole different, it's kind of similar but the whole thing. But once you get the skill, now after this, you can start to build a harmonious life with this skill. But right now, we might need to be a bit flexible in trying to create the perfect life during this month. Now we're going to break the fear of making money in a way that's obviously moral, obviously ethical, obviously good for your customers as well. So the other one is Awaken the Money Getter. We're going to be looking a bit internal because a lot of people are scared to go and ask for money, to ask for things. So I want to get in and I want to make sure that you are not scared of that. Where when you see a chance to make an offer, you're excited to do it. Because once you're excited to go and ask for the sale, it's easy. That's the biggest part of business. If you know how to sell as an entrepreneur, you'll never have to worry about money ever again. You might suck at every other part of the business, but you can figure it out that way. So the other part is Unleash the Money Getter. I want to show you a lot of how I manage my energy. Because as I talked about before, it's fine to be tired sometimes, but you should never feel drained. And a lot of people are just lethargic and drained and kind of like battling against themselves. So in the third session, I want to show you how you can recharge very quickly so you can have energy all day to be able to go out and competently and confidently ask for money and make orders and lead a team. So these are going to be the fun ones. These are the ones you'll be able to do very easily before we start to get to the other ones, because we start getting very creative in session number 4. That is the hidden money revealed. And you're going to be shocked. Like, you're really going to be shocked how much money there is all around you at all times. You'll just be like, how the frick did I not see this? Like, just there's opportunities literally everywhere. And even some of you might partner in this group. That's why it's important for a lot of you to start being willing to be seen, to start putting yourself out there, because a lot of you will have skills that are complementary and you can work in teams and you can actually realize you can help each other to make a lot of money by the end of the 30 days. Because that's what I want. I want a lot of you to get new money before the end of the 30 days. Then we're going to work in your offer. What's your offer? Make it super clear so that people are so excited to accept the offer whenever you present yourself to the world, and you'll have an endless stream of new clients and new customers. Then we'll do the big money moves, number 6. So it's going to be, these will be the hardest ones, but a lot of you are capable. I know a lot of you here are really capable of making these big moves, and it's like, this will be the game changer, the difference whether you're able to keep doing this the rest of your life. It's going to be very exciting. And then we're going to build your system, your money getter system. So that's number 7, so that you can start leveraging this and create a system where money keeps flowing to you. So those are going to be the 7 things, plus the bonus chapter, which I told you is too powerful to even mention right now. I'm not going to mention it until the very last end of the session, because some of you might freak out. It's sometimes like a demonic possession when I mention this, but that's the one that breaks a lot of stuck energy. So So I hope you're going to be excited about this program. I'm super excited about it. Like, we've been working very hard to make sure that this is the most incredible training you could possibly get. Like, we really took a lot of time analyzing all the little details that you can possibly do to break any stuck energy, to start taking action, to start moving as a community and a group. So I'm really excited to get going this, and I hope you're with me. I know I talk very fast. It's kind of how I do these days. I think because we're doing so many things all the time now, I'm endlessly trying to cover so many things in such a short period of time. So let me just check who's here, because it's amazing to see you all. There's a good amount of you here tonight. It's wonderful, and thanks for showing up. So for some of you, I want to let you know, if you're new to this place, we have a system that might seem a bit odd. I don't really like platforms that have a lot of ads and have a lot of algorithms, because some of you might have noticed here in one of our Facebook groups, we have like 2,000 members in a group called Reset Normal. I did a post for the group, and after like 48 hours, it showed me your post has been shown to 14 people. And it's like, we had a group of like 2,000 people that asked to be in that group. They want to see our content, but Facebook decides, it's like, no, I don't think I'll show it to them. And that annoys me. It's just like, it's like, why not just have a group? If you ask to see it, you'll see it, which is why we picked Discord and Telegram, because when you click to see it, you're going to see everything here. So they might seem like it's not so dopamine filling, not so exciting, but whenever you get here, you realize not being distracted by random crap, by ads and other things, it's so important to being able to maintain your energy. Because during this process, again, it'd be amazing. You'd be amazed how much you have to work to promote a free training. So it's like, I had to go on social media, which I generally try not to go on Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. And after I've been on there for about 15 minutes, I feel like a yucky feeling. You just see a lot of crap that you don't want to see, that's really not good for you. So whenever you can calm your mind down and start being more present and see only the things that really matter to you now, you can focus all of your energy. And it becomes like a laser beam, and then you are so much more productive. So that's why we pick the Discord. It's why we pick Telegram. And sorry, I did make it a little bit easier this time. We did create a YouTube video or channel. I didn't really want to, but I know that it's sometimes easier for some of you to watch the replays. So we're going to make the videos unlisted. And for some of you who do want to watch that way, we'll make it available. So you'll be able to play it in Discord or just watch it directly from there. But the supporting material will always be in Discord or Telegram. We are building an app right now, which will be amazing for you guys to join once it's ready. But for now, these are the platforms we're going to be doing. So hopefully you're okay with it. It takes a little bit of time to navigate. Sorry, I've been talking a lot recently. My throat is a bit off. So there are tutorials. I did a tutorial in Discord for any of you who are new here that find it a little bit confusing. Just go through the channel and check it out a little bit. You'll see a video and I'll say how to use Discord, and it should show you. And once you take that time to figure out once, it's very easy, enjoyable, and fun to use. And you're not going to be stuck here. You're not going to be like lots of algorithms taking your mind. So that's where I want you to know how that's working. The other thing is, we're going to be doing a call on Sunday and a call on Thursday every week for about the next month. So there'll be this call, 7 more chapters plus the bonus chapter. So that's how we're going to be doing it. If you want to plan your time, each call, I don't want the calls to be longer than they need to be. I know a lot of you just want the learning or the transformation, whatever it is. So if we can do it in half an hour, we'll do it in half an hour. Sometimes it's hard to get into half an hour, so it might go on for an hour. So I'd say prepare yourself for an hour most nights. And I really want to make every single second super valuable and make it a really good use of your time. There will be action exercises that you'll want to do inside the group. And it's important to start thinking about connecting and being part of a group and not just hiding in the shadows. Because I talk about this concept a lot. It's called the shadow people, where you kind of want to learn things, but you want to be hidden away and then not really be seen. But whenever you start raising your self-esteem and realizing this game of make money now, you want to be seen. You want to connect with the other people in the group. As I've said many times, in this group, there's at least 30 millionaires that I know of in this group. I'm sure there's probably many more that haven't really announced themselves so much. So they're great people to connect with. And again, I don't want to say you only connect with millionaires. It's just to show that there are entrepreneurial people who are very successful. They're also incredible family people. There are incredible people with different skills, like content creators. There's lots of programmers. There's so many different things in this group that you probably could build an incredible company with the people here. And the people in this group will start to have a similar philosophy of prosperity. Whenever you're working with people with that way of thinking, that way of being, it just makes your life so much easier. And for those of you who know, it's like I'm not really around people who don't think this way. So it's very odd for me when I meet someone who isn't aligned with this way of thinking. Like, we went out with a family a few days ago, and we just met someone random. We started talking to them for the first sort of random person I'd met in a while. And amazing how much it just started to drain my energy. They were just kind of complaining, a bit down on life, a bit grumpy and a bit grouchy. And it's like, I haven't been around that energy in so long that it's shocking for me. So if you have a company where people are full of that, they're watching the news, they're full of addictions, they're drama, they're kind of battling with themselves, they're fighting with their mother on the way to work, and they come in with that energy, it's very hard to build something great. But whenever you work with people from Peaceful Riches, and over time the group will grow a bit more, like 800 people registered. I didn't expect 800 on the call. We don't even have provisions for that, but a lot will watch the videos later. They'll consume that, and over time they might come into the group, and it would be incredible for you to build companies, employees, partners, everything from this group. And that's what I would love, because it'll be people with a different level of mindset, people who can actually know how to, like, you don't have to manage them. Where, like, say you have someone, a web developer, he'll know how to monetize the content and pay for himself. And it's a whole different way of thinking, which is one of the things I want to show you how to do whenever you partner with people, where all your work is free and they get paid because you're a part of their company. So there's so many things, reasons to get involved in this group, in this community, because every opportunity I've ever got in my life has come from other people. And I've seen this with people I've been mentoring. Some of you know who you are, that I've been mentoring recently, and they might have had resistance to networking and connecting with people. But now that they've started to open up and start reaching out and starting connecting people, it's funny, the opportunities start flowing and their income can start growing, and there's many doors start opening once you start connecting with the right people. So hopefully you're all with me, and I'm covering a lot, so I just want to see how you are. Lots and lots of you saying hello, so I'm reading all, saying hello back to you. Good to see the regulars that are back and the new people. So a lot of you I don't know yet, but I really hope that we get to know people. We're very friendly. I know Discord, sometimes it seems a little while to get everything going, get connecting with people, but over time it will be a lot more exciting things going on in the group. Before as well, I didn't really show a lot of my life, but I think we're going to actually show a lot more of that now, so you can see how we live, how we operate, how we do things. I think that can be sort of good guidance for a lot of people. So so many of you, everyone who said hello, I'm reading it and saying hello inside. So it's amazing to have you all here, and this is going to be a short sprint. Like, it's shorter than the last time we did Peaceful Riches. It's going to be 1 month, and we're going to really be getting to this. So I don't want anything that's not necessary. It's going to be really clear and focused exercises that are easy to do, but they're also easy not to do. And that's the thing. So, and I've seen this so much in my life, the amount of things that I could have done and made my life harder because I just didn't do the simple, basic, easy things. And that's why I hope when I give you the exercise tonight, all of you will do it. It will create like such a nice buzz in the group. Everyone will be energized. Everyone will be feeling great. So I really hope you can take action and get on that. So we'll do it. We'll do an exercise on the call tonight to start getting us set up for this. And then we'll do an exercise. You'll have something to do in the group. So hopefully you're with me. Everyone with me. If anyone missed the beginning of this, then hopefully you'll get here on time next time. But we'll have the recording, so you'll be able to catch up, because I really wanted to get straight into it this morning. So whenever people watch back again, then you can really just get straight to it. So yeah, so many amazing new people. I'm very excited. I really am so excited to get to meet you all, because I know every single person I spoke to here is such a good story. So it's going to be quite incredible. And so I want to tell you just a little bit about me for those of you who don't know, because you're like, who's this guy? Does he know anything about making money? And I know a little bit about making money. It's not my number one focus in life, but I did it enough I've been able to build a lot of very successful companies. I took over failing companies and automate them. And my journey began. A lot of you have known me throughout these times and whatever. My desire to make money was whenever I had my home repossessed. It was I had a home in Scotland in a beautiful place, a beautiful home right in prime city centre, and I had it repossessed, and I ended up having to live in Ireland in an abandoned Coast Guard building for more than 9 months. And in that time, it was freezing cold, as Ireland is most of the time. And I just had a big boxes of all my books, and I had to throw a mattress on top of that, and that was where I lived. I had £1,000 to live on for 9 months, and £1,000 doesn't go a very long way in UK. So I was end up spending like £3 a day, and I'd cold showering in the car park. So it's like an interesting when I'm thinking about it, it's kind of like, how the frick did I do this? Charging my phones in amusement arcades, other stuff, and it was just like I got to the place where it's like I really felt not having anything, and it just sucked. And it wasn't until I got down, like I kind of, while I had a little bit of money for food, I was a bit relaxed, and I was kind of thinking, yeah, okay, I'm trying to figure out what I want to become, what I want to do in life, because this was in 2009 after the financial crash, so it was not so easy to just go and get a job. And I remember I'd packed my bag and I was about to go, like my only option, I was thinking I was just going to walk around the west coast of Ireland, which is kind of where all the farms are, and I was just going to knock doors and ask if I could work, and someone give me, even if I had to sleep in a barn, I would work and they'd give me food. And in an odd twist of fate, as I was about to leave, I had my bags packed and I was thinking, shit, I better go because I got to get some food and some money for food. Someone in my family died, my granddad died, and he left me £1,000. So that gave me a little bit of like, oh shit, okay, I've got a little bit of time, I can do something else. And I thought, I could go and walk around and knock on doors, but that's kind of scary and terrifying, and I really didn't want to do that, and it's cold. So it was like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to figure out this money stuff. And at that point, I determined I'm going to read every single thing about prosperity, millionaire, billionaire, wealth ever created. And I did commit to that, and over the next years, I've read over 5,000 books on self-development, business, prosperity, with millionaire, billionaire in the titles. I just obsessed myself in this world, because I hated poverty so much. I just like I don't want that feeling again. It just sucked so much, and it's so miserable. So I committed to learning everything. And then I wanted to figure out how I could automate and not have to work for money directly. So at that time, I figured out there was a process called lease options. Some of you might know this, the way people purchase cars. You buy a car, it's kind of a rental with an option to purchase. I applied this principle. I met a friend. See, this is where having a network comes in handy, having entrepreneurial friends. I had a friend who had several businesses. One of them was failing, and he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. He was focused on something else. I proposed that I would take it from him. I would absorb the losses and pay him a rent for the business with an option to purchase it later. He agreed. Very nice. And I started my journey on making money, and I started to figure it all out. And so I used none of my own money. I was able to buy a retail store. And that was nice because I was able to live in it for a little while, and I could just sleep in the office. I'd put some magazines down. I just slept there. I didn't care. I could just work, make some money until I was able to get an apartment. And then I took over the failing company, and then within about 3 months, I was able to automate it, and I was making more than £10,000 a month at that time. So that was good income at that time. I was able to start traveling and start networking, and then look for the next business. And then every year for the next 5 years, I took another failing company, none of my own money, automated it, built my income, and then after that I took some time out to go and do self-development, and I invested in some projects. I did some self-development things, some seminars, some mentoring, some courses, some other things, and I've just created so many different income streams now since then. And every time, no matter who I work with, whenever I look at their life, I can see how they can create new income pretty quickly from so many different angles, whether they're an employee, whether they're unemployed, whether they're a business owner. And whenever you get the idea of it, you can do it over and over and over again very quickly. And this doesn't matter. Like right now, like I've hundreds and hundreds of friends that are multimillionaires, and every one of them, whenever I sit down with them, I can help transform their life and see how I can transform their company, how they can automate it, how they can bring in new things, how they can change the culture. And it doesn't matter if you're at the beginning or high level, I've been able to figure it out over and over again. So I want to share as much as I can from my knowledge that I've built over the years and show that to you and how you can apply it in your own life. Because I want to say, you don't have to be a genius to like read 5,000 books on money and other stuff, and then you figure out kind of how to make money. So that's why it's like I can replicate the process, and then I've shown people over and over and over again. So I think I've narrowed it down to the core things in this training, the core things that you can apply to start making new money right now. If you're willing to be a little bit flexible and be willing to think about life in a different way than you normally do. So hopefully you're still with me. Christian says, it'll be a recording of this live. Yes, I'm recording it. I'm just checking. Yes. And tech support. Yes, I did click record. For any of you else who know, I didn't announce, Raul David, he's our tech support. So if you ever have problems with technical things, send him a message. He's always delighted to help you. And he's been very great. He's probably the reason we're doing these trainings, because he built the website, he's building the app, he showed me how to use Discord, which I didn't know how to do. So I'm very grateful for him, and he's very generous with his time. And it's been amazing watching his transformation in the past year, because he's now, for those of you who don't know, he's living in our house. He's our extended family. So we're building a family resort. We're building lots of things for family in time. And it's been nice to watch him change his prosperity level. So Daniel says, you've hit rock bottom when you were sitting on the mattress on the books. Yeah, I was a lot of internal traumas, a lot of things that I hadn't dealt with, a lot of stuff that's just like, and it happens. A lot of us, we get there at some point and you think, fuck this, I don't know what to do. Life is scary. It's confusing. Where do I go from now? And I think those of us who have felt that pain, you're very sympathetic for other people and you don't want anyone else to feel that. Like, I want everyone just to have plenty of money. The way I always like to think about money, like, I'm not someone who's like obsessed about money or attached to it or thinking about it all the time. It's just like, I want it to be like oxygen. I wake up in the morning and it's there. That's it. And I just don't really think about it. Like, I don't have extravagant desires anymore. Now, you might come and look at our home and you might think, well, that's pretty extravagant. And it's like, maybe. I guess we normalized it. Like, it's a beautiful home, south of Spain, the biggest house in the resort, 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, spare apartment. We've got nice cars, we've got other stuff, pool, the best view I've probably ever seen. So I get that, but in terms of other things, like, I live quite simply. I shop in Decathlon for my clothing. Our hobbies are playing football and just simple nights, spending time with family. So it's like, I find that keeping your desires in check also makes life very easy if you can find a way to orchestrate the way you like it. So Brigitte Biro says, your blessings came from your pain so you can bless others with your knowledge and experience. I think that happens a lot for those of us. Whenever you've had a painful experience and you overcome it, you just want to help as many people as possible not to feel that, because you know how much it sucks. Like, I would have loved someone to have helped me at that time. I didn't know shit. I didn't know anyone. I didn't really know what to do. So I was kind of stuck and scared and other stuff. Like, I remember how terrified I was when you're down to €50 and you're looking around and being like, pissing rain outside, and I'm going to go and knock on farmers' doors and ask if I can work for food. It's like, that's a interesting place to be. I'm glad I'm not there anymore, to be honest. So Naku, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, he says, we are the average of the 5 people who are around us. Yeah, I believe that completely. The environment and the people we keep change everything, which is why if you don't have a lot of high-level prosperity people in your life, I hope you'll find them in this community. Because there's a lot of very prosperous people. I'm even looking through the little bubbles in Discord there, and I see a lot of very prosperous people that you could connect with straight off. So it's quite an amazing community. And the thing is, this is not only a make money thing as well. This is like such a confidence builder. I know some of you might say, well, I'm not short on confidence, I don't care. And it's like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. But it's like, to know that you can just, any situation, just create money so easy. Anytime if your family, say your sister, your brother comes around and they're like, I'm struggling a bit. It's like, okay, let me show you a few things. And boom, in a few days, they're making money. It's such a nice thing. It's like you just have a superpower you can bless people with. It's not all about egomaniac stuff. Because I was a bit reluctant to do this. I know this title, sometimes you get people who are egomaniacs and they're like, show me the Lambos. And it's just like, this is not really what this is about. You can, if you have lots of money, you can buy a Lambo. I don't care. I'm not against it in any way, but it's like more, I just love having the power and the confidence knowing that if I need money, I go get money. It's just such a nice thing. That's it. As simple as that. Just the peace of that. It's why it's peaceful riches. I just love waking up in the morning. Like, everyone in our house is just like, we just get up and do what we want. Like, we don't nobody's stressing about stuff, whatever. So, um, yeah. So Daniel says, "I love your expression." He has extended family, and he literally is extended family. So, he's my daughter's uncle. so, so yeah. So we have actually extended family. It's very nice. So, Joanna says, "Me living in England now, dreaming about Spain." Very nice. Yeah, England can be nice too, especially the south coast. Sebastian says, mindset is key. Changing your mindset can change everything in your life. Yeah, because this is the operating software. Like, if you have a shitty story inside, it's hard to do the things we need to do. And that's it. It's just like, and every skill has a specific way of thinking about it. I'm not sure, I don't see your whole name. It just shows E. So it says, so grateful for this beautiful community. And Alex says, Uncle Raul. Very nice. He's a very good uncle. I like about, which is Abe Inking. He's in the group. Eddie and David. They're very, very good uncles. They don't have dramas. They're very polite. They're very kind. They're very helpful. They help me play lots of football and push myself in sports. So, so it's very nice. So now I was thinking, hopefully I covered everything I was thinking of. Let me see. I've got a little bit of notes. I don't really like notes or keeping to a structure. I like flowing a little bit, but I think it's important to keep the main things. So, so a lot of this, what I've seen a lot of times with people who don't make money so easily is they kind of are scared of being seen by other people because they have things inside of themselves like darknesses that they don't think is worth being seen. This is something to be aware of. I don't want you to dismiss what I just said there or skip past it. The people who struggle to make money so often, they have a story about themselves that makes them not really value themselves much. So they don't want to be seen. They don't want to put themselves out there. And it can physically hurt when they try to put themselves out there. But that's what Peaceful Riches is. Like, that's why we did the training before. And we'll do more things for clearing these traumas and doing these things and raising our self-esteem and self-concept. But once you let that go, you naturally are okay to be seen. And you realize that you're actually pretty awesome. Like, every single person in here, if you somehow think there's something shitty about you, I guarantee that probably a little reframing, a little rebranding with yourself, a little bit of self-love and clearing the traumas, and you'd realize how awesome you are. It can be a journey to get there, which is why, like, I want Peaceful Riches to be a lot more in this. It's not just like a quick make money or some other things. We're going to keep doing more courses like this. We did Peaceful Riches 21-day challenge, which was actually went on like 2 months, but 21 calls. And I think we covered so much transformation inside. Now people do get money. We have another one coming probably in December or January. Then we'll have another couple the next year. And every one of these will build upon each other. And all of you will start to know each other better. You'll start to build a bond. And every time you do it, you'll it's like you won't even notice transformation, but people around you will notice. And a year from now, life can be completely different. But you have to kind of do it stage by stage. Yeah, so Morgan says, clearly I need to get 5 people around me. Well, this group can be the first one. Like, spend a bit of time here, connect with people, reach out, and there's a lot of great people here that can really help out with that. So there's other ways you can do it, of course. Like, you can join masterminds. They're great. I think that's an incredible way. Like, for a lot of us, every time me and my friends are wanting to do anything new in business, we always create a mastermind with other people, and we connect with like high-level people, and it really gives us accountability every week. Another thing people can do is find a mentor. Like, whenever I didn't have anyone in my life, I just didn't know anyone. I didn't know how to find anyone. So I paid and invested in mentors. And when you have someone that's very high level and they can look at your life and analyze, they can help shortcut the process and really help speed things up for you. So for some of you know, I don't want to, I'm not really selling this or anything. I just happened to put it out. I do mentoring. We're kind of like, I think we've got like 1 space left. If anyone does want that, it's just there if anyone wants it. So if you are really desperate and you need to find someone else, then we offer that too. So, so I find that's an incredible way. Like, I've invested over 500,000 in my self-development on courses, seminars, mentoring, all these other things. And it always came back to me much more. But I wanted you guys to give you all these courses so you don't have to worry about the price. Like, again, there's not going to be sales pitches. I just mentioned that's there. If anyone wants it. If not, no worries. But other than that, I want you just to have so much value here and just relax that like you can just enjoy the content. We're not upselling you to the next thing. This has just happened. The next course will also be in the same way as this one. So some people saying I want a mentor. I'm interested. If you're interested, it's in the mentoring tab in in the Discord. You can have a look and see. But yeah, I just put it there if anyone wants it, because before I always wished that some people I really liked learning from, I really wished that they had offered that and they didn't, and it kind of was frustrating. So I put it out there, and it's my favorite thing. I love working with people that way. So, but saying that, I want to get to the exercises. So I really want to get some early momentum with everyone. Oh yeah, tech support. He put a link to the mentorship there. So this is the guide. Unfortunately, I think it might be backwards. I think maybe Discord, it flips it. If not, maybe it's not backwards for you whenever you're watching the recording. So we have the get started guide. If you're watching the recording, you can get this in Discord or on our Telegram channel. And you can get there by going to peacefulriches.com, or you can go I think I'll take you to all the links you need. So maybe tech support could post the guidebook again. And if anyone doesn't have it, I posted it at the beginning. I don't know if you have it. And then, Daniel says, I hate scarcity funnels. I want fun funnels. That's exactly why I want to build this, because that frustrated me. I felt like a lot of these things I was going to is like every opportunity someone's trying to squeeze me. It was like you buy the €500 course, and then on the €500 course, they sell you onto the €2,000 course. And it's like, Jesus. And then you buy the 2,000 and they say that's the one that's going to change your life. And then on the 2,001, they sell 10,001. And then you're like, oh my God. And then you buy the 10,001. And then on the 10,001, they tell you the 30,001 is the one you really need. Where it's like, I want this place to be like, put the courses out. I think what we can make these better than the highest paid courses. And they're going to get better every time. Our delivery will get better. Our team will get better. And I want to keep adding these so they get more powerful all the way. And then maybe we'll have products or events or things like that. But I never want it to be feeling like you're sold. So like, as I was saying, I did mention the mentoring, but that's it. Nobody's like, if you never do it, that's fine. No worries. Just come enjoy. So, because I have limited spots on that anyway. But if you can get the guidebook, let me see. Yeah, so he put that in the comment section. And again, anyone who's watching the recording, you can go to our Discord and get all the downloads for this. We're going to make a guidebook for every section. We're going to have audios as well. So I feel that in terms of making money now, it's important to see the reality of our situation, our current life situation. So a lot of people can be delusional about their financial situation, and they can be delusional in two ways. Some people are delusional that they're like, oh yeah, everything's fine, it's all going good, and they've got 100,000 worth of debt and about €500 a month in income, and their expenses are 2,000, and they're delusional, and they're like, oh, it's fine, I'm happy, life is good. And it's like, you gotta quit that and start to see the reality and make a plan to work your way around so you have a prosperous financial situation. The other way people are delusional is they think their financial situation is the worst thing in the world. They're like, oh my God, shit, I only make 5,000 a month. I have a little bit of debt, a couple of thousand. It's like, oh, my bills are 4,000. Oh my God, everything's terrible. And it's like, it's not that bad. And you can turn it around pretty quickly to make it amazing. But either way of those delusions are both toxic. You want it, like, if you're overthinking it's worse than it is, or you think it's better than it is, just like see it as it is. There's a lot of power in that. And then we'll work to reduce debt. We'll work to increase your income. We'll work to add multiple streams of income from many different ways to start your journey as an entrepreneur or a high-level employee. Nothing wrong with being an employee. I want to be clear about that. So some people just operate better that way, and you'll make way more money if you can get into the right system. So yeah, so it's going to be important that. But if you have the guidebook, we're going to do our first exercise, and this is going to be the financial assessment. You can read a lot of these later. This is just like so you're aware of how you can, when you want to come back to it. So breaking the illusions is very important. Let me get to this. I'm rubbish at turning pages. We'll get there. So hopefully you're okay with me talking very fast. I realize I try to get so much in a short period of time. So in the group, if you want us to talk slower after, we can talk every single day. People can post ideas, post your thoughts and comments. I'll respond. So if anything you think I've missed or not covered, just post in Discord. We're very happy for you to do that. We love replying. We love to make it interactive, Because the more interactive this is, the more powerful it'll be for all of you. So Joanna says, I love your accent and speed. Very nice. Thank you. So that's good. So makes it not boring, hopefully then. So yeah. So the financial assessment, we're going to start looking at, so Alex says we can watch the video at slow speeds. See, some people play at 1.5, some people play at 0.5. It is what it is. We can all get what we want there. So, but if you have a piece of paper, like I think when you come on these calls, it's good to have a piece of paper and a pen. I'm a bit old school. I like paper and I like pens. I think it does something in the brain when you physically write things down. Don't underestimate the simplicity of this exercise. It's very powerful to be able to look at this. So I want us to write down our current incomes. You never, ever, ever need to share this with anyone. No one in this group is going to see it. Again, I'm not against anyone posting it, but nobody's asking you to post it. Like, this is for you and just for you. You could even tear it up and burn it after so nobody in your house sees it. That's fine. But the process of writing it down has a lot of power. So we're going to get to this in the exercise. It just said, I think it's page 3 of the guide. And you're going to list your current incomes. And even if so hopefully you'll know them straight off. Like, it's important to be able to do that. How many incomes you have. It could be 0, could be 1, maybe you're just in a job. Like, it's good to write the source of the income and how much it is. It could be your mother is giving you €200 per month. Put that down. Could be you have a job, 3,000 a month. Put that down. Could be you have some money from stocks coming in, maybe like 200 a month. Put that down. Just put these down and just be aware of what incomes you have right now. Because this is going to be valuable whenever you see a month from now and you start to look back and see the transformation a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. It's nice to look back in this because I've seen a lot of people, they come through a lot of these trainings and then they're kind of like, nothing's really happening. And it's like, you're joking, right? It's like your income has tripled. You look more prosperous. You speak better. You're confident. You like yourself. All the things that you list, they were like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, maybe I'm progressing very well. And it's like, yes. So it's nice to be able to look back and say, oh wow, I actually did add some incomes. I did reduce my debt. I did increase my earning potential. I do have 3 income streams right now. So hopefully you shouldn't need too long for that. Then it's nice to write down your current expenses. You can do this, like your expenses can be a little trickier. Right now, just write down what you think your current expenses would be like month by month. Like say you have a general average of how much it would be like 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, 50,000, whatever it is. Just put down your general thoughts on it. And it's good to check later, are you actually accurate? Because if you've no idea, that's something else that's worth looking at. Because you should kind of be aware of like how much you're spending, how much you have coming in, how much you have going out. There's a lot of power in that. You don't want to be like an ostrich and putting your head in the sand and kind of hoping that everything's okay. Burn all my bank statements before I have to look at them. So 2K employee. So far, I'm in the mood. Run, Forrest, run. Does that mean you're an employee and you make 2K? I'm not sure if that means. But if you are, no worries. It's a good base. It's a very good base. See, whether you make 2,000 a month and that's good or not, if you're in New York, that's probably a little bit tight. If you're in Albania or in somewhere else, even UK, it's fine. It depends. Also, again, in London, a little bit tight. In a small town, pretty nice. A pretty nice base to start with. So it's like all these things, it doesn't really matter. It's just like this will be one of the secrets some point. Sometimes moving around, people think they have to work in a physical place, but sometimes you realize you don't have to and you have more flexibility. And you can have a reasonable income in one place and then go to a low expense place and boom, it's effectively doubled your income. So there's many different ways we're going to look at this whole process, like tons of different ways. And don't dismiss any of them. I'd say is like, you might go, oh, well, okay, that's very simplistic. And it's like a lot of the things are simplistic, but that's what works. So hopefully you've written your expenses. And if you're listening to the recording, please do the exercise also. It's easy to do it, but it's also easy not to do it. So I hope you're here because I can't look at you and make sure you're doing it. So if you want to get the results, then this is the best way to do it. So then if you have any current debt, you might want to put down anything there. You might put credit card debts. you have mortgages, you have student loans, you have, I don't know, whatever debt, car debt, anything like that. So Morgan says, expenses always seem to equal more than my paychecks. We'll flip that around. Don't worry, you're in the right place. So here's the thing about that as well. There's a lot of people even making $1 million a year, and that's still the case for them. So that's more a psychological pattern than it is an amount of money pattern. So when we flip that pattern, because you always want to be in surplus, and it just naturally fills up. But there's a lot of people, no matter how much you give them, they always have a little bit negative every month. If you give them 5 times more, they still have a little bit negative. Morgan says, that's why I'm here. Wonderful. It's good. Yep, we're going to fix that. And many other patterns. Daniel says, $1,000 income if I go to work. I have my own company and we live close to zero balance. I want to change. Okay, yep, very nice. In some of the calls, I want some of you to come on, maybe share the stories. We can maybe do a members night, and if anyone wants to get into your own situation, and we can analyze it and see how we can increase your income, cut down your expenses, and do lots of things. You'd be surprised how quickly you can start flipping it around, and it's very exciting. It's very instructive for people to see how it operates in everyone else's way of life. So Sebastian says, my only challenge is that I fulfill someone else's dream for now, and I'm also working my own dream. Am I in error? Nope. There's nothing wrong with being an employee. I want to be very clear about this. Being an employee can be great. It just depends, is it the right place and the right people with the right vision and other stuff. So, and it can serve like different things at different times. Nothing's wrong with it. Victor says, I have 2 full-time jobs. I want to quit both of them. Yeah, there's ways to integrate. So there's so many different ways we can look at this. So I like that we have a diversity of people that be entrepreneurs, employees, everything. And there's ways, whenever you start analyzing that, you can see how you can just have like even 1 full-time job first of all, then cut it down to part-time, build your business on the side, and you can start to do it quite quickly. So again, have you done your debts? Put that, and then any current sellable assets that you have. And this is not that you have to sell them. I'm not getting you to sell anything. This is just so that, because some people might say, well, my couch is a good asset, and it's like, maybe you might get €100 for it, whatever, who cares? Just like a car is probably one, a house, you could sell that, some stocks, if you have crypto, if you have other stuff, cash, those things. Again, this is not for anyone else. This is just for you to see. Joanna says, I want to quit my job and be a digital nomad. Very nice. There's many ways. Like now it's so easy to do that. Unless you're someone who works in like oil rigs and stuff like that, because we do need people to do stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. There's ways you can prosper in that way. So, but some people who work online, you can always do it. So, Anna says, no matter how much I earn, I always need more. Well, yeah, that's also a psychological pattern, but we'll get there. I find like there's a certain expense pattern you can get to if you don't have low self-esteem. Because I see this a lot of people, and I've had a lot of friends that made a ton of money where it make your eyes water how much money they make. And because they have such low self-esteem, they can't stop spending to try and puff themselves up. It's like if they just didn't do that and could like themselves enough where you have the things that matter to you, and then who cares about gold-plated cars and all this crap. You can just like live. It's a very peaceful and simple life, and you can have such an overflowing abundance. Because for me, I want to buy homes for everyone in my family, so we're all like, everyone has that security. That's our next goal. I don't care about like stacking up a fleet of supercars. I used to be into that, but I realized I didn't really care about the cars. I was just like, that was just low self-esteem. And those, when I see a supercar, it's still beautiful. I still think it's cool. I still look at it and be like, oh, wow, that's incredible. What a piece of art. But it's not, but I don't care to drive it. Like I just couldn't care less. Like I have 2 nice cars, and that's enough for me. It's good. Like I almost never drive anyway. I kind of like staying in the family resort, as we call it, because there's so much fun to do here, and our energy is so nice. So, yeah. So if you've done your current sellable assets, so this might seem like it was like, well, why am I doing this? This will be instructive over the next month. Just the awareness itself can have quite a power. Just to kind of know what my pattern is, what my story is, and start to be open to changing your story. I'm open to be someone who has a different story. I'm open to be someone who has money like oxygen, where it's just there, and I just prosper, and I have the things I enjoy in life, and I don't have to overspend. I don't have to like be obsessed with designer stuff. I can just have a beautiful life of the things that matter to me. So Daniel says, my worst enemy is that downright spiral of low self-esteem, which is self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm forgetting how to speak. Self-fulfilling prophecy. You broke my brain there. Yeah, but these things can turn around quite quickly. That's the thing. Whenever you realize like a lot of the money things are self-esteem things, you just have to allow yourself. Because I've seen a lot of people with a ton of talent and a ton of skill, but they just feel bad when money comes to them because it contradicts their story of themselves. E says, I grew up in a family where the money was the cause of all fights. Usually when people say that, it's the lack of money is the cause of fights, not the abundance of. And even today at 48, I have a defective relationship with money. I spend all the money I make and more. My biggest wish is to have a healthy relationship with it. Yeah. So in terms of, like, I want to be clear, a lot of this stuff isn't so much this internal story rewriting. That was Peaceful Riches. We will do more on that throughout the group, but a lot of this will be very practical, how to make more. Like, that's what I really want this to be, how you can make more. But in the group, you can ask me all the stuff about these stories. We'll do little sub-segments maybe, how to rewrite your stories, because they're quite easy to break once you're aware of it. And we have some audios for this. We have some exercises for it. So we can cover, over time, we'll cover everything. Anna says, yes, even now that I stop overspending stupid things, I attract unexpected situations that are affecting my monthly. But it's amazing how that happens. Somebody, they feel like getting ahead and big expense comes in. Boom. Art Bending says, I did the list. I need to start working seriously for my financial vision. It's a great exercise. Yeah. No more being amateurs. Let's make this important. Let's have an abundance of money so you can focus on the more important things. Like, money is just like oxygen, just a base. So saying that, it's a simple little exercise just to get you going. If you didn't do the exercise, ask yourself, why not? Like, it was so easy, such an easy, simple exercise. But if you didn't do it and you're listening and you're thinking, well, maybe I did it in my head. Why didn't you just pick up pen and paper? Why didn't you just type it in your phone? It's easy to do. Let's build momentum. Let's change your story now. Be the type of person who does do things and doesn't just be passive and listen. Do it. So you'll appreciate it. A month from now, you'll be like, wow, okay, I'm glad I did these little exercises. It will get more, the level will go up. So now the next questions, it was like, you're here to get new money. So I want us to write, why do I need new money? Why do I need new money? Is that to raise seed capital? Because I've been talking to someone recently. They want to do what I did. They want to buy a company with no money. And we're talking about how we can orchestrate this, how we can do many different deals. That's an amazing way. You need money to do an investment. You need money to take on a new project. You might need money to pay down debt. You might need money, just more money to live. You might need money to take care of your family. Like, just write down, why do I need this money? And what specifically do I need it for? Because I need financial freedom. I see. So Christy says, I've done it pen and paper. I'm old school, very powerful. Yes, very nice. I'm big into pen and paper. I'm big into these things. So Jasmina says, I typed it down. Very nice. That's good too. Sebastian says, new money opens doors and opportunities and experience, allowing you to further invest in your growth and create a life enriched with possibilities. Yeah, cool. There are ways usually to do these things without money also, and I want us to get that, but this part is how to get new money. And then I want you to say, as a point of this getting money now training, how much do I realistically need? This isn't, what we're doing now is not setting you up for financial prosperity the rest of your life. This is about learning the skill of getting money from nothing very quickly. And it might be like, I need an extra 2,000 a month. Boom, put that down. A lot of people say, oh, I want 20,000 a month. That's wonderful. In Peaceful Riches, the whole process will show you how to get there, how to start putting this together over time until and build it in a harmonious life. But think how much money you need right now. If your expenses are 2,800, your income is 2,200, you really need, like, say 800 extra a month. That would be a win, because now you're on the plus. Now you're moving forward. For this training, some of you might have a bigger amount. Some of you might need 20,000 to be able to buy that property. You might need something like this. So be specific about that. Because it's power. Because I want us to have a number you can hit. Because if you think, I'm 600 negative every month, if we can bridge that during this month and get you to your 200 positive, what that does for your self-esteem is huge. And then you just do more of it and it spirals upwards. So it's like making it super simple that way. So Yeah, John says, David, idea. Would it be possible to get the PDF one day before the call? I like to print them up front and Word on your PDFs. It is possible that. Sometimes I'm thinking, do people look at it and then they go, well, I'll decide if I come on the call or not. Maybe it's better to put them out. So we'll see, possibly. But it's probably going to be on the same day, I'll be honest. Yeah, it would be nice. I like that organizing you have, though. Art Bennu said, I'd like to invest a big part of money in Digital Cultural Center. Very nice. I'm excited to hear more. Morgan says, to be debt free. Jasmina, I want to grow my savings, create passive income. Nika, I'm working like 14, 15, I think hours a day, making 4,000. I need more income. I wish for enough money to fill the dreams of other people. Want to buy a house for mental foundation, fly easier. Very nice. Good. You have a lot of nice things, a lot of nice energy with it for this. So now we're getting to the hour. I wanted to keep to the hour. Here's the next exercise. I want to be clear about this again. I know I said it in the beginning. Almost every opportunity for new money will come from other people. And it will come from other people who know you favorably, if I can say the word right. Don't underestimate this. Almost all the opportunities, the amount of times one person just swings all the doors open and helps you out. Like even a lot of you here are here because of my good friend Alex Huditan. He put out messages on his Facebook and to his list of people who have known him. So a lot of you are here because of that. So he helped us both out. That comes from other people, the more people you know. So in this group, it's important to be willing to do an introduction. You'll see in Discord we put an introduction tab. It doesn't have to be everything about your life, but just put a general who you are, what you're about. Like let me see what was the thing. So it's like, what do you want to upgrade in your life? 3 books that you've read. And you'll see the other list there where I'm trying to even get this. Just like something about you that you kind of think is interesting that people need to know. It could be like what you do, what skills you have. I think it's important to say what skills you have because you might find someone here might need the skills you have in the business and maybe you can help out. Like I would like someone might have a company, someone might be incredible at sales. You might be able to connect together and you both make a lot more money. There's so many, I've seen this before in groups before where like people partner up and now it solved 2 people's problems. So yeah, tech support put it in the introductions tab. So he put the link to it. So after this call and before the next call, please do an introduction and just start getting used to not being a shadow person. Put yourself out there. Even as it put a nice picture, we need to learn to brand ourselves as well. We'll work on this a little bit. Like, feel free to put a picture. It can be an AI picture that's kind of close to what you look like, just so people know if they meet you in person, that's generally what you look like. And I think it's so nice to be able to do that, just to start liking yourself enough to be willing to put yourself out there. And some of you be like, no, I don't know if I want to do that. It's like, just do it. This is such an important thing when people know you favorably. Because you'll see people in this group, again, there's a lot of very entrepreneurial, very wealthy people in this group. And they might have the exact opportunity or the need for your skills, for your company, for whatever it is, but they won't know unless you tell them. If you just sit in the shadow going, I wish opportunities came to me. It's like, we got to let ourselves be seen and be known. So please do that exercise. It starts the group off well. People start to know each other. Because I do eventually want us to start doing like local meetups. When the groups get big enough, I want us to do like Toastmasters style where you meet up, like say once a week, once every couple of weeks, and you do these masterminds and turn it into something like that. So, and it will be possible in time. Things just take a little bit of time to build it, especially where we're doing it, because we don't want to do it in Facebook or Instagram or those things. So it'll take a little bit longer than it would otherwise. But feel free to bring in any friends, anyone else you think could benefit from this, because the more people come in that are good quality people, then the faster we'll get to do all the other things we want to do, live events, meetup groups, like mastermind groups, everything else. So hopefully you're with me. Hopefully that made sense. This was the setup. Get your introductions done. There's a lot of power to it, and we'll get better at that. So Amelia says, I want to start my own business. Wonderful. I love it. Daniel says, new money is to fuel my freedom. Yeah, wonderful. I'm loving this so far. I'm loving all the new people that I've seen and the regulars, of course. I'm so happy to see you all. I really appreciate every single one of you that have come in the group, because every single one of you will change this whole content. Everything we'll do will be different because of you. So if you're in there and you're like, I wish I could comment, but these people are too important for me to comment, or whatever story you're telling yourself, You're valuable. We like you. We want to hear from you. Feel free to talk and mingle and meet people and let your existence be known. You're much more valuable than you can possibly imagine. As like me and my friends, we talk about this quite a lot. It's like, how much would you sell your left eyeball for? It's an interesting question. How much would you sell your left eyeball for? Now, if you want to know, you think, well, I'm just not worth anything. Nobody likes me. It's like, okay, would you take 100 million for your left eyeball? It's like, I'm not taking 100 million. I'm not taking 100. You can literally say, I will give you every single bank in the whole world and you will own them all. And you literally own every single piece of money that ever existed. I would not sell my left eyeball. No matter, there's nothing. Somebody say, you own everything in the whole world. It's like, my left eyeball is more valuable than every material thing that I've ever known. And that's just one piece of my body. I wouldn't even sell my finger for any amount. Like, not a chance. So now you realize, how much are you worth? And I know it can sound a bit cringy or a bit like, yeah, but I need money. And it's like, yeah, we need money too. It also enhances, but you have to realize how valuable you are right now as you are. Like your left foot, how valuable is it to be able to walk, to be able to run, to breathe, to play football, to throw a frisbee with your child. Like these things are just like, it's gold mines. And you want to know that. My left one's a bit weaker. If I get another one that's better. Jesus. Yeah. So the new money are not important for this matter. So that's the thing. We realize it's like, it's nice to have more money and other stuff, but you have to realize how valuable you are right now. And that's not to say, well, I don't need new money. It's also good to have money on top, and it is great, but don't diminish your value. You have a lot of worth. You're a great human being. And maybe you've done some shitty stuff. Maybe you don't value your skills in the marketplace so much. That's fine. We can build that. And we'll build that over time, and no worries. It's going to be... So I realize we can do things to improve that. But for now, John says, I guess we should use only one CCY, right? I don't know what that means. If anyone knows what that means, let me know. Marky says, I like the Romanian joke. Give away a kidney for an iPhone, now an eyeball for the money. Jesus. Yeah. One currency. Yeah, just use one currency to keep it simple, John. Like, this is not a super intense financial statements and other stuff. This is just like a basic get it going. You might, if you have like 50 incomes and you're super rich in the group, this exercise is not particularly for that. You might want to do a much more intensive one for that. The other thing as well, I like resonance statements because it lets you know how you feel. It's in the back of the guidebook. Just find the one or two that you feel might challenge your way of thinking. I'm the architect of my financial reality, actively designing a prosperous life. And just think about these. I find I say them all the time. In the morning, I'm like, I'm open and willing to receive new incomes. I'm open and willing to have an amazing day. I'm open and willing to enjoy this day. I'm open and willing to have a great call. I'm open and it just, like, I like to fill the quiet times if I feel like my energy's going the wrong way and just spin it around. So I just put them here in the back because I think they're good to have. I think they're very valuable. They can seem a bit cringy when you've heard about them so much, but I really feel our self-talk matters a lot. So I think we're almost there at the end. Cam says, I want to meet like-minded people. I'm surrounded by people with other ideals and I want to stick to the old ways. And that's okay, but my desire is different. For me, that was the hardest thing. That's why I want to build this group too, because I want people who are going the same direction and who are willing to step up and do prosperous things. So Christy says, I appreciate what you do for us, David. It's so much value that you add to our lives. My life changed so much in the past 5 years that I've known you and Alex. I started the 5-week prosperity challenge and the people I've been around since, it's incredible. I've started my business, quit my job. Now I train to become life coach. Thank you. Amazing, Christy. That is wonderful. Yeah, I've seen so many people, like the amount of my friends that have become multimillionaires after being in our circle is insane. Like, so many of them moved down to Spain. They all came down here and they all, like, a lot of you, again, as I said, like Zoltan, a lot of the other guys, you now know hundreds of multimillionaires by being in our circle because just there's so many now. Before I didn't know any and I was excited to meet one, and now it's like, it's just a normal standard thing. There's just everyone's become successful when they're in our circle long enough. So I want you to have the same, but you got to stick around long enough. It's easy to come on the calls every time, but it's very easy to skip it and be like, I'm a little bit tired. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe there's something better on TV. Oh, Manchester United are playing. Oh, that's fun. I'll go to that instead of the call. And then a year passes, another year passes, another year passes, and you're in the same situation. Whereas, turn up, be around, make things happen, and before you know it, your life will be a spectacular thing where you think, why would I watch someone else's life on TV or something? Because my life is way better than what they're doing. And it will be that way for all of you if you stick around. Daniel says, I want to build things for families. Wonderful. I love it. I'm huge into family. Like everything family is my magic word now. So Livy says, this should be in the guide too. Almost every new opportunity to make money comes from other people who know you favorably. Yep, that's it. That's the key takeaway for this. Brigitte Beer says, I want to move to Spain. Yeah, very nice. It's a wonderful place. But yeah, it's a good thing to end on this call. So I really appreciate you all. I really value every single one of you. Don't think that we don't. Like, it's not like we're hitting numbers. I really care about everyone who comes in the group. For those of you who come to live events, you'll know I give all my time and energy with everyone as much as I can, because I really just love to see people grow, see people develop. But at the end of the day, you're the one that has to do it. Like, I can give everything. I can create the best course in the world. I can push you. I can motivate you. I can give you the best techniques. I can tell you what to say in a phone call, but you got to just turn up and just go for it. And like, again, there's so many of you here are already super successful. I know, looking through the list of the names, like, you're doing incredible. A lot of you doing reasonably well. Some of you might be at a different stage. So it won't be long before we can start turning things around. Like, be optimistic. Amazing things can happen. And I appreciate you all being here. So, yeah. So I hope I'll see you all on Thursday. Remember to do the introductions in the group. It's important to build momentum, and we'll get going that way. So, and lots of big things are coming for everyone here. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I shall post the recording tomorrow, and feel free. It's not too late to invite anyone else to come in. Lots of people are still going to get lots from this. So yeah, same time on Thursday, Morgan. We'll be here at that time, same place, and have a great one. Thank you so much, everybody. And now I shall go put baby to bed. Oh, we actually just got a castle delivered, and we're building a baby play zone. So that's going to be my fun night. We're going to blow that up, and then we have this giant castle and other stuff. So maybe I'll show you a video so you know what our life is about these days. Jumping around in a children's castle. So thank you all. Have a great night. Take care. See you. Bye-bye. Get